Spoiler alert for all players of the Lost Mine of Fendelver. Do not watch this unless you have passed the second part, I believe, of the Lost Mines of Fendelver. If you want to stick around, this is the Cragmaw Hideout, and I'm going to give you a little walkthrough and a flyover at the end. And if there's anything I missed, I'm sorry. I did make a couple of mistakes making it. Let me back up here. Give you the kind of, I guess as you approach, they would see something like this. There is a mountain that I'm going to, I haven't built yet, but I'm going to put it over the top. And it's removable. And then all this other stuff is cover sheets that haven't been completed quite yet. I have removed a lot of the trees in this area, and I embellished it with a couple of Black Magic Craft style goblin barricades. I thought they were great. Thanks, Jeremy. Had to throw those in there. Here are the guards at the front of the entrance. The water is quick water from Michael's. It turned out magnificent. It's very difficult to see it. It turned out really, really beautiful, but it's been 4 or 5 weeks and it's still tacky to the touch, unfortunately, but it is very beautiful. I may put another layer of something harder over the top of it to seal it up. Like I say, I didn't put all the trees in the front. I did that. I took them off so that you could see a little bit better. But as you approach the cave, of course, here would be Area 1, and there will be a couple of goblins here. All the other goblins are already in place. The patrol goblins here in 1, the guards at the entrance, and then as they come in, it looks something like this. Now if they go to the left, of course I haven't made this cover, haven't completed it, so it's not going to look quite right. Let me take it off here so you can see. As you come up the steep, I want to say entrance, it's not the entrance. You come up the steep passage and enter this area. Now, here's Sildar Hallwinter. And I don't have all the props in this room. There should be some beds and other stuff in here. There's a staircase. This elevation here is incorrect. It should be quite a bit higher, but I was still pretty happy with it. Turned out very beautiful. Some stalagmites. They're just, everything here is made out of XPS foam. Hot glue, kitty litter, and of course some professional stuff like the trees and some of the little bits, the flocking and such. Here's a vintage mini of mine. See if I can get it to focus on it real nice. That's the second in command. All these pebbles are either pebbles from my yard and the rubble and such. They're either pebbles from my yard, like these riverstone, and there's also kitty litter, which is like some of this smaller particulate here, and it works really well. The only problem with the kitty litter is it kind of fouls your nose with the dust. If you get something that's scented, it's really terrible. Had a great time making this thing. It's great. Let me take you through another section here. I'm trying to be careful to keep everything in focus here. Each of these sections all come off. I haven't quite completed them. Here are the wolves. They don't have their chains yet, like Sildar Hallwinter. He doesn't have his chains yet. I've got them. I just haven't installed them yet. All these minis, aside from Sildar and the goblin, which are both right there. Those are 2 vintage minis, but everything else here is either Whiz Kids or Pathfinder minis and bones and so forth. Now here's another one of my mistakes. And I'll just take you through to the right here. If you notice, you can see into Clarg's chamber. Clarg, I believe that's correct. It should be like a 30 or so foot elevation change into this chamber. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And I'll just kind of concentrate here for the moment. Now see, it's only got about an inch transition here. What I'm going to do is make a little piece right here that I can paint up with a rock face on either side, and a little shaft going down on Clarg's side, and on the other side a little shaft going up, and I can remove it as they use it or not. Okay, and I'm just going to skip that section for a second and jump back here to the back. Each of these sections removes individually as they play for the Fog of War, but for this video it's much easier, and I still have them attached together for construction purposes. Now there's the little chamber coming around. Here's the archer on the bridge. The bridge is pretty rudimentary, or pardon me, the bridge is pretty plain. I may build another bridge, maybe a rope bridge. It's removable, so my players can have easier access under there. Also, I made the river about 5 foot too wide through here. It should be a lot narrower, but after I think it would be a lot more difficult for the players to get their hands in here on this 3D terrain and actually make it much more difficult to play with. So I just left it. The waterfall is not installed yet. I'm probably going to do something like the DM Scotty hot glue on wax paper technique for the waterfalls. There should be another one right here coming down onto those large river stone. The little walls here, it's all just pebbles. What I would do is lay down a real thick bead of hot glue and then just drop pebbles and kitty litter on top as desired until I got the wall to look the way I liked. The water effect is quite deep here. It's probably a ½ inch deep here nearly in the centers, or say, I don't know, 12 millimeters for all those who don't use the or who use the metric system. The stalagmites are actually just little foam bits I made conical with a Olfa knife, and then I put a little bit of hot glue on them. They turned out really good, I thought. Here are some of the minis in this area. And again, I think I got some of this is kind of not exactly scaled up on this area, like in this area. Everything else overall is to scale from the picture. I tried to make it as scale as possible. Now when you come into here, it actually goes down into Clarg's cave when it should go up about 5 or 6 inches. If I do this again, which I may make it correct, everything. Now here is Clarg in his cave. Check it out, a little DM Scotty. Little props to DM Scotty for the nice little fire pit I designed was from the tea lights that he uses and some of their crafting ideas. I'll remove it so you can check it out. It's just really some barbecue skewers that I stacked around it after I completed it, and a tea light. And what I did to the tea light was actually I chopped it down, bought it at the Dollar Tree, chopped it down into a much more manageable size, and then I can get in here with a small object and operate the switch. And really, it turns out really good. It looks great when you turn it just the right direction where it covers. If you turn it in such a direction that it covers all the pit underneath, it really turns out pretty good. The barrels, that's some more DM Scotty thanks. Props to DM Scotty for those. That's where I did a lot of these barrels. There is actually one barrel that's a bought many, but other than that, the barrels I made. The same with the crates. Most of these crates I made, aside from the two off-colored crates right here you see, those are actually minis I purchased. The rest are crates I made for any adventure. Just been, if I can get one of them to pop open here, I'll kind of show you. Little foam board lid to kind of locate it. You can put stuff in it. You can paint a little logo. It's not scaled or anything in particular, it's just kind of whacked up. The chests are actually minis that I purchased recently and painted those up to start gaming with. I didn't really like the idea in the Cragmaw cave that they were all led by a bugbear, so I made it a goblin commander. I like the goblin commander being the commander of the goblins. So that's what I did. There's some more minis, another treasure chest back there. Let me pull back here and let everybody look. I guess this is Clark's bed, and as you see there's a key hidden under the bed. And if they look around, they'll find it. I'm going to leave it totally up to them whether they find it or not. And I believe that's the key from the adventure. Here's an overview, big, and I'll give you a nice flyover real quick. And I tried to pay attention to every angle of this, as it were Picasso's masterpiece. And if I were Picasso. I love painting and creating these big illusions, because after all, painting and art, when you look at it, it's really not what it appears to be. It's actually an illusion. It's an illusion that that's a goblin. But everyone would agree that that's what they see. Alright guys, I hope you liked this. Hope it didn't spoil any fun for anyone who is wanting to play this adventure. Maybe I gave somebody else some ideas for all the inspiration that was given to me. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. And you know, if you have any comments or questions or anything, please post them. I'll be happy to answer them as I can. Sometimes I get a little bit busy with my work. I'm actually a carpenter and do a lot of things, beekeeping and so forth. So just let me know in the comments what I can do to help out, or if there are any questions I can answer for you. Thank you. Have a good day.